my brother. Hold it high for all to see. May it show the way, the path of unity, as we walk with you to seek our destiny. Say a prayer for me, my Father. Say a prayer for you and me. Say a prayer for us, my Father. Say a prayer for us and all humanity. Play a song for us, my sister. Shout it loud and clear and free. Let us join with you and all the gods that be, as we sing as one, a voice of harmony. Bless the earth for us, our mother.
Oh my, good morning everyone, and welcome to Unity of Santa Barbara. I'm honored, I'm Michael, and I'm honored to be here today, to be seeing all of you lovely, lovely people. And David, welcome. Oh, I'm sharing the platform this morning with TJ Woodward and Reagan Thompson. Yes. We've got a wonderful service set up, and always our musicians. Lindsay is blessing us this morning. Noreen, Randy, and Renee. Give them a big hand. You know, when I talked to TJ as we were preparing for today, he gave me his topic, and it's conscious creation and the power of awakening. And I'm going, awakening? Are we asleep? And I'm going, oh, there's something there. I think I've been sleepwalking, and I think it's basically spiritual amnesia. We forget who we are, who we truly are. And so it got me looking around, and you know, since I'm a tech guy, I jump into the Google and the internet on a regular basis. And it brought me to a quote by Hazrat Inayat Khan. Can you bring that? There we go. The solution to the problem of the day is the awakening of the consciousness of humanity to the divinity within. Remember the divinity within. That's who you truly are. You're not this spacesuit. You are made in the image and after the likeness of God. So, I want to remember, and I ask you to join me as we affirm our unity prayer. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good. Yes. Now, if you'll please stand and join as Rob leads us in Imagine.
An interesting choice of song for this morning. It's one of the most irreligious songs ever written. On the other hand, it is a deeply spiritual song.
Yes, it is.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
Why don't you say hello to your fellow neighbors and imagine? Imagine. All right, hey, a lot of love flowing around. Let's all get back together here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. This brings us to our daily word for today. It's a good one. Prosperity. My prosperity is unlimited. I claim my good now. Yes, I do. After King Darius hauled an unbitten Daniel from the lion's den, he wrote, the kings wrote a letter, as that was, to other nations to praise the divine power that delivered this Hebrew prophet by taming hungry beasts. Overcome by divine goodness, Darius prayed for abundant prosperity among the people of the ancient world. Today's lions I face may be rising prices, when shopping and greater costs for basic needs. Even in that din of apparent lack, my prosperity is unlimited. My prayer, I claim my good. Grateful to live in an abundant universe, I pray that cooperative interaction with others who are seeking their own prosperity brings an end to the poverty and establishes world peace. I claim prosperity for myself and others. Then King Darius wrote to all peoples and nations of every language throughout the world, may you have abundant prosperity. That's Daniel 6:25. Yes, I claim the good. Now it's time to welcome all of you all, and all of our online guests as well. As you know, we have many, many people that tune in from all points of the United States and all over the world. And we want to say hi to all of them. Give them a big wave. Thank you for being here. Drop us a line. And if you leave a comment, we'll even send you a free gift. Go to unitysb.org/free gift, and we'll surprise you. Now, we also, as you know, have friends at Cottage Memory Care that are tuning in and watching every Sunday. And we're reaching out to more and more of those in care that can utilize and benefit from what we say and teach here. Are there any of you in attendance today here for the first time? Perfect. Thank you very much. Now, Clifton, there he is, and he's one of our wonderful ushers and greeters. Clifton will be available. You now know who he is. If you have any questions, he'll guide you to the welcome table, and he'll help get the answers for you. Or if he can't get them, there's somebody here that will. And on top of that, our Wings bookstore, you can get some free mala beads and 25% off on any book or anything in the store. Now, our youth, they are busy with Susie in the community room. And also, Knox School is here, and they start this Wednesday. And I've been working with Knox, with Paul and C, and they're really excited about being here. They love our campus, and they really appreciate having the opportunity to teach their students here. And Interact will be starting again too. That is the performing arts school that utilizes our facility. And you'll see them here. I'm talking to them more about engaging in some of our services moving forward. Now I'd like to bless our community. If you'll join with me, please. May this space be a sanctuary of peace, where hearts are open and spirits soar. May we grow in love, rooted in purpose, and uplifted by hope. Bless Unity of Santa Barbara, today, tomorrow, and always, in all ways. Namaste. And we do believe in the power of prayer, and we provide prayer support in an ongoing basis. You can join in with our prayer chaplains. They'll be right up here up front. You can ask for confidential prayer support, or you can fill out a prayer request and leave it in the box in the archives. And any chaplains here this morning? There you go. Catherine, Dr. Jim, Peggy, thank you very much. And don't forget, we have the Shirley Campbell Chapel that is available for your prayer time and if you want some time in sacred space. Now we are going to sing our meditation song. Rob, if you'll lead us, and Reagan will provide our meditation.
Am I on? 1, 2, 3. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Love is here now, love is here now. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Love is here now, love is here now. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We rejoice now, we rejoice now. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We rejoice now, we rejoice now. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
All right, thank you everyone. We're going to move into our meditation together. So let's begin by closing our eyes, beginning to be in touch with your sacred breath. This beautiful, slow, gentle, clearing breath. Moving the breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. These gentle, relaxed, purifying breaths. Beginning to connect with the divine spark of who you really are. So helping your breath to assist you in this process. Your breath is moving in through your nose, it's landing in your body, it's moving into your heart now. Your breath is landing in your heart. If you so choose, you can place one or both hands over your heart space. Beginning to connect to your heart, beginning to connect to your breath, feeling your heart, this beautiful golden light filling your heart with expansive, kind, caring love, the purity of divine love, of spirit flowing into your heart. Each one of your breaths, you're gathering that light, the beautiful life force and vitality, the divine love of spirit into your heart, expanding your heart now, feeling your heart is being filled with this light, so much so that it is so expansive and so widening that has nowhere else to go other than to overflow into your entire energy system. Beginning to feel that what's being remembered here is the divine spark, the truth of who you are. Inside your heart, this widening has opened a doorway for you. The door has widened within your heart, the sacred doorway to the seat of your beautiful soul. If you so choose, that light is basically showing you where to go. It's like a guiding torch. A pathway inside your heart has been opened. You're being guided towards the backside of your heart space. If you so choose, choosing to allow yourself to just be guided, so lovingly ushered into a bright, brilliant light, a luminous light, a doorway behind your heart. When you so choose, you may open it. This blinding, brilliant light that's not too blinding for you to witness, into the space, into the place of the sacred divinity of your soul, your seat, the seat of who you are, the truth of who you are, to this bright, amazing, luminous, brilliant space. If you so choose, you can walk into the light, you can stand in the light, you can stay there for however long you like, just for a moment now. You're being asked to just let go, to allow yourself to rest here now. The space of divine love that is entering into your heart, that has come now into this doorway, has also landed in this beautiful space of your soul. Spirit and your soul meeting in divine love in the sacred center of your being. Taking those slow, beautiful, gentle breaths, realizing now that also what's happening here is the remembrance of your soul's calling. Your truth, what you brought here, what you're bringing here now. Feel the essence of who you are beyond the form-based reality, beyond the materialistic world. Why you're here as far as this beautiful soul purpose, soul mission. For some of us, we've already been on it. For some of us, we are changing direction right now so that we can be a part of this amazing, precious planet of ours that is awakening rapidly at this time. So take a moment and allow yourself to remember more, perhaps even more, of the beautiful divine spark of who you truly are in this moment. You can even listen, just listen for a moment. What does your soul say to you? Maybe there's a message, there's a voice. It's your choice to just listen for a moment longer. Maybe there's something you're being asked to let go of, some sort of stress, some sort of pain you've been holding. And you're being offered the blessing, the gift of simply letting it go right now, surrendering it over to Spirit with your soul's assistance right here, right now. You are so divinely held, supported to do so. So anything that's coming forward, as you know, this entire meditation, you can feel it. It's been so purifying. It's here to help you not to only remember the truth of who you are as this beautiful, bright, luminous, transcendent soul, but as well your place, your space in the world, what you brought here, what you're bringing here now, what you'll continue to bring here as your sacred part, as your sacred gift that is happening right now within you, that will happen within you now and forever, really, because there is no end to you. You are an eternal, bright, brilliant soul that will constantly evolve. There is no end to your beautiful soul. So take that slow, beautiful, deep breath and take that in and feel how magical and amazing you are. The unlimited potential, the unlimited power, the unlimited possibility that exists within you, would exist in this planet. How good, how much God there is in all of that. Thank you. Moving into a slow, gentle, rhythmic breath. Beautiful, slow, gentle, slow, rhythmic breath. Feeling now your soul breathing through you. Resting in that moment. Remembering this moment because this is the only moment there ever was. It's always available. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for you joining in this meditation. God bless you all.
You who come here often, I'm afraid you've heard this one before, but it's been a while, so I hope you're ready for it again. Man and his transition in life from the religion he was raised in to the spiritual truths he found on his own. Sounds like a unity guy to me. It's called Everything is Holy Now. When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even bigger magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but to find where there isn't one. When holy water was a rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, a heaven second rate hand-me-down. But I'm walking with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament. I'm saying that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, a heaven second rate hand-me-down. But I'm walking with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, a heaven second rate hand-me-down. But I'm walking with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Wow, how incredible. And thank you for, I know you don't know this, but some of my favorite songs this morning. So thank you so much. That song always moves me so much to recognize that every single moment is an opportunity to realize the miracle of life, and that the simplest is the most sacred. And thank you for that incredible meditation. I also just felt the energy of that. Everyone feel the vibration of that? That's really all there is that vibration and that frequency. And yet, we are being offered an opportunity at this very moment. Why? Because this is the only moment that ever existed. Lean into that. The now, the now, the now. I understand Eckhart Tolle lives nearby sometimes, so the now, the now, the now. Thank you, Eckhart, for reminding us of that ancient truth that this is the moment. And we are being offered an opportunity at this moment. And it's profoundly simple. Am I going to choose to awaken to the power within me and consciously choose my life? Or am I going to go back to sleep? And am I going to be in the dream of humanity, of lack and limitation, of separation and fear? That choice can only be made right now. Are you ready to make that choice? Yeah. So I want you to actually repeat after me. I choose right now, to consciously create my life, to know my own power, that is greater than anything on planet Earth. Wow, greater than anything on planet Earth? Is it possible that there is something that exists within each of us that is infinite and abundant, that's beyond the asleepening that is happening as we move into the awakening that is happening in a profound way on planet Earth? Yes. Okay, I'm finished. Thank you, everyone. We can all go eat or do something now, because in some ways, Mike and I were actually talking. When I did speak every Sunday, which I no longer do, I thought, how many different ways can you say the one truth, right? The one truth really is unity's first principle. There is one power and one presence active in the universe and in my life. And to understand that, not intellectually as a concept, but to embody that as a way of being, changes everything. And then we use words to describe that. I remember during your meditation, I had a memory, and I hadn't remembered this in maybe at least 30 years. But in 1986, I got sober. That was the first part of the awakening for me, because let me tell you, if there's any way to stay asleep, it's to, drink poison every day and hope for some kind of, peace. Right? Because that's what I was doing. And I'm not here. That may have sounded a little judgmental. I don't mean for it to be quite judgmental, but I'm going to say it in the I felt like I was so broken at that time. And I was in the lull, asleep to the truth of who and what I was. And I was trying to find anything or anyone to help me feel okay. My umbilical cord was in my hand, and I was trying to plug into anything. And some of them worked really well for about 5 minutes, or maybe 5 weeks, or 5 days. And then I got to meet myself in 1986, and I got sober, and I remember the first time I had a spiritual dream. And the dream was simple. I was in at my childhood home, and we lived on a little cul-de-sac, and I was running down the cul-de-sac. And as I started running, my feet started floating off the ground. And I went into my childhood home and into the bedroom that had been so painful for me, quite frankly. And there was a person there with a silver platter in the ceiling, kind of like this. And the person said, "Are you ready to receive this? It's always been yours." And at that moment, I remember having the ability to rise above and float up and receive. And this tray was filled with beautiful fruit and flowers. And I remember saying, yes, I'm ready. And that began my journey of awakening to the power that has always existed within each of us. And I remembered at that point that that's how I came into the world. And so if we want to remember God or source or love or conscious creation or awakening, we simply look at a small child because they remember, right? What I call a pre-programmed human. And the programming for me was really dense. We were joking before service when the $2 bills were flying, we were joking that my mom used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. And I would say, it literally does. It's paper. The tree gets cut down and we make it into this thing called money, so why not just make as much as we want? The world doesn't work that way. Okay. And I absorbed it. I remember absorbing so many different things that were counter to the innate knowing that love is who I am. And I remember being a young child and absolutely feeling that frequency that we do when we hear music, that we do when we are in an incredible meditation. It's a great remembering. So the awakening is simply remembering who and what we are. It's not a learning, it's an unlearning, an unbecoming of what we thought we were so that we can remember who we really are. And so on January 1st of 2023, I had the opportunity to stand on this stage for the first time and speak with you. And I talked about conscious creation then, and it's been requested of me to talk about it again today because it's been a while, right? 2.5 years we've been in this conversation of how to shift our life from unconscious creation to conscious creation. Carl Jung said it so simply: until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct our life and we will call it fate. And I had been living in a lot of fate. Fate happens. Everyone's heard the term shift happens, right? We know the original. And I remember waking up one day and thinking, what if we just realized it's fertilizer? It is the same compound, by the way. So how I perceive what's happening creates my experience of what's happening. And so conscious creation, because I promised myself years ago, I'll never be that guy that creates the 4 steps to personal freedom, and here I am, conscious creation, 5 steps to embracing the life of your dreams. Another way to say that is to awaken to the power within you so that we can shift from the dream of humanity and not awaken from the dream, but awaken within the dream. Now, what does that mean? Awaken from the dream is to separate myself from what's happening. Awaken within the dream is what the master teacher Jesus said when he was said to have said, to be in the world but not of it. To be in the world but not of the collective consciousness. And so when I created conscious creation, I did so with my own experience and years of working with people, because most people I know start with goal setting, vision boards. How many have done a vision board? I know you have. Come on. No? We only got about half the room. Okay, so I've done a lot of vision boards. And a vision board is when you take a piece of poster board and you cut out or draw everything you want to manifest in your life. And you hold that image in your mind and then you manifest it. I did that and it was quite powerful. Why? Because everything that I put on that board did manifest. It really did. Everything on that board manifested. I might have wanted another 0 on the money piece, but it all manifested. And then I had this moment. Oh, is that all there is? See, I was in a consciousness that I was unaware of, that I believed if I could manifest everything on the board, then I could be happy, then I could be free. And right, so we talk about the law of attraction. We've been talking about this a lot, how we shift from the law of attraction to the law of radiance. that there is nothing to manifest in the realm of spirit, that at the highest level of consciousness, we simply understand who and what we are and realize the world is infinite. And then we can say, my vision board is blank. Because I am here to be love, to be source, and to radiate that into the world, and then just see what happens. Now, I realize that some of us, and I will share, having lunch with wonderful friends yesterday, we were talking about the 20 years of therapy, right? 20 years of therapy, 20 years of maybe the New Thought teachings of trying to use affirmations and change my thinking. I was involved in a community, and I know I've shared this, but we had rubber bands on our wrists, and if anyone said anything negative, you'd flick it. Oh, cancel, the universe is going to get me, right? And I thought, well, isn't that just a punishing God? The cosmic 2x4 is just another way to say, there's an all-loving God, and you better be afraid of him. What? I remember that as a kid. There's an all-loving presence that you better be afraid of. Because if you're not good, God will get you. So now we just say, you'll get the cosmic 2x4. That's how we redress that in New Thought. But what we're inviting here is a complete shift in the paradigm. A quantum moment where we understand that, yes, it can take a lifetime and it can happen in an instant. An instantaneous recognition, a remembrance of who and what we are that changes everything. And so in my experience, I know I've done the 20 years of therapy. I know I did the inner child work. I know I did the vision boards. I know I came to Unity in the late 1980s and tried to change my thinking and spent at least a decade saying, oh, I shouldn't think that. The universe will get me. Oh, no, I'm going to manifest that. Oh, don't talk about that. We don't talk about illness here. We only talk about love and light. Spiritual bypass 101, right? But to understand very deeply the truth of who and what we are is an instantaneous awareness that, yes, the conditions of the world are here, but we can be in the midst of that from a different level of consciousness. Spiritual activism is not to help someone in need, but to see the truth of who and what they are and do enough of my own spiritual work, if we call it work, to remember the truth of who I am so I can begin to see the situation through the lens of the infinite possibilities. And there's a term in New Thought called chemicalization. Has anyone heard of chemicalization? Chemicalization is when your level of consciousness rises to something greater than you have experienced, and everything that's not like it begins to dissolve. Yeah. That's what's happening right now on planet Earth. So we have a choice. Are we going to say, oh, it keeps happening? Oh, the division. Oh, the separation. Oh, there's that one person that is in office and I can't be free until he isn't. Or this is our Savior. Now he's in office and I can be free, right? The world of duality, the world of what we call in Unity relative reality, that which is always changing. Or we can stand in a greater reality and say, no, there is an awakening happening on the planet right now that's being rapidly accelerated. Because what was once for the master teachers is now available to us all. And so if you look at, like, for example, Jesus, 2,000 years ago, it took us a minute to understand, but we're getting it. Right? 2,000, that's not bad. That's pretty quick, actually, in the course of humanity, because now we're saying, oh, I get it. We're all a spark of divinity. Oh, I get it. Love is who I am. Oh, I get it. We are sons, daughters, and the children of divine. Well, that even by that is here, right? We wake up and say, no, I am a spark of divinity. And that's the truth of who in each and every one of us is. And when I begin to see the world and see you through that lens, everything changes. And is it a process? Or is it right now? And that choice is either conscious or unconscious. So I'm going to share with you briefly this 5-step process I created that I promised I never would. And I use the acronym MOVIE because I love what Byron Katie says. Byron Katie says, we have a camera and we are projecting onto the world, and there's a piece of lint on our lens, and we see it out there. And we keep seeing the same piece of lint over and over and over again in the conditions of our life. Anyone had some lint experiences? It shows up like this. Why does this keep happening to me? I thought he was different. I thought this job was going to be different. And so when we clear the lens, we see the world in a new way. And so this 5-step process is the acronym MOVIE, M-O-V-I-E, knowing that each of us is a projector of our own reality, that we are literally creating what we call reality based on our lens, not so much what's happening. And what I've discovered, as I touched on earlier, is most people want to start with the goal setting, intention setting. That's a very January 1st thing. I'm going to set goals, New Year's resolutions. But to me, there are important steps before that. And so here are the 5 steps: making peace with the past, overcoming core false beliefs, visioning, intention setting, and embodying the vision. I'm not going to go through all 5 of these steps at this moment, I think. Yeah, I probably won't. But I do want to spend a few moments talking about making peace with the past. First of all, when I created this, I said forgiveness, and I thought, well, FUVI is not the best acronym ever. So that's one thing, but I realized that forgiveness is such a loaded word. It's so deeply entrenched in good, bad, and right, wrong consciousness that if I need to forgive you or forgive myself, it means that someone has done something wrong. Someone is to be blamed for this, but I'm going to be a better person and move beyond it. And instead of that, what if I can choose peace in this moment? Not to bypass the experience that happened, not to let myself off the hook for something I need to clean up or be accountable for, but to realize I have worked with people who cannot make peace, or they believe they cannot make peace, and the person isn't even alive. They're still waiting for the apology so that they can be free. And so how's that going for us? And so forgiveness, or making peace with the past, has very little to do with what happened and more to do with what I've decided about myself and the world because of what happened. And the great news is I can change that. I can go back and I can say, I choose peace regardless of what happened. Maybe I need to go back and feel that. Yes, we do the inner child work. Yes, we go to therapy. Yes, we do the workshops. There's one after this service. We do all of that, and then there's this moment where we realize I am ready for the only surrender that actually needs to happen. To know that I'm an infinite being. To surrender the story that I've been carrying around like a backpack with a bag of rocks, a badge of honor. I had this horrible childhood. It was very difficult. I know there's someone in here that doesn't like me saying this, but I'm going to say it again. Because Michael Beckwith said this, and I think Temple, and by the way, it's Temple Hayes' birthday, so we're going to send Temple a happy birthday. She might be watching, so happy birthday, Temple, if you are. Once you're 30, you can no longer blame your parents. Now, I had someone say, that doesn't really work for me. Doesn't really work for me. And so I want to lean in and say what I'm saying here is not to pretend like what happened didn't. What I'm not saying is to say that it was okay. What I'm not saying is that, but I'm also not saying that forgiveness is this lifelong process, because it can happen in an instant. I can make peace. And what we're saying in that is that we're going to move beyond the frequency of blame, because really the way we make peace with past is a shift in consciousness. And that shift in consciousness is not pretending like something didn't or did happen, but to understand that the only place the past is actually alive is the story that I'm carrying and what's trapped in my body. I love what Bessel van der Kolk says. Trauma doesn't show up as a memory, it shows up as a reaction. So how am I reacting to the world? That's the moment I get to see where I have an opportunity to lean in and make peace. and to overcome those core false beliefs that we've been carrying around that actually aren't thoughts at all. They're actually a frequency. And this was the frequency. We talked about life is energy. I think the last time I came here, I said, life is energy, the end of the talk, right? So I walked around with this frequency that felt like this: I'm damaged, I'm broken, and I'm unlovable. And I walked through the world this way, feeling very, very afraid. And lo and behold, I just kept re-experiencing things to confirm that. Yeah, you are unlovable. And then I came to New Thought, and they're like, change your thinking. So I did the affirmations, and I did. And then there was this moment that happened in my life, or a series of moments that happened in my life, where I understood that yes, it can be a process. But as I said, it can also be a spontaneous insight, a moment where I remember the truth of who and what I am. That I have these stories that I've been carrying around, and I have this frequency that's in my body, but I am choosing now that the room of spirit guides my life. And I can spiritualize the physical, I can spiritualize the intellectual, I can spiritualize the emotions, while also honoring my path. So in closing, what I want to offer you is, if you are ready, like I am, to be a part of the global awakening that's happening. Are you ready to be part of the global awakening that's happening? Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. There's only two things we need to do. Remember who and what we truly are, or who we be, grammatically incorrect, I know, who we be, and also be willing to question and pretty much unlearn everything I've ever believed that's counter to the truth of our infinite beingness. Are you ready to do that? Okay, so we question everything. We often talk about how we need to move on or let go, and that's true. But what if we can just live beyond? What if it can be as simple as, I have these situations, but it's not who I am? Who I am is a powerful creator, that I can actually choose that platter that's given to us, that at any moment I can choose to float above collective consciousness and say things like, isn't that interesting what I just read on social media? Isn't that interesting what those two news channels are trying to tell me, that we're all against one another, and that if I'm in this camp, I can't possibly love someone in that camp? To move beyond that and to float above the collective consciousness of the world, because that's the true miracle. It's not turning water into wine. It's not walking on water. It's walking on this earth in this new level of conscious awareness. I am love, I am joy, I am peace. I radiate that into the world, and I see what happens. I begin to understand the effect that has not only on my own life, but in the world around me, like not only a beautiful ripple effect, but an instantaneous shift in consciousness. We know that when 10% of the population, and I think it's probably less, shifts into peace, that the world begins to change. I'm not going to go into the 100th monkey, but if you haven't heard about the 100th monkey, just Google it. When consciousness shifts within a group of people, it begins to shift consciousness on the planet. And that's what we're up to. Are you ready to say yes? Yes. I am love. I am love. I am peace. I am peace. I am divinity. I am divinity. I am an infinite being. I am an infinite being. Today, I choose to radiate this into the world. Today, I choose to radiate this into the world. And consciously create my life. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
I so love TJ. He rocks. Thank you, TJ. That was wonderful. Now we're moving into, we're back at the daily word, prosperity. And we're going to acknowledge that we dwell in a prosperity consciousness. It's not just a maybe, it's not just a sometimes, it is always. And we do so, we know this, and it's as Charles Fillmore the Father of unity taught us. We shall serve for the joy of serving. Prosperity shall flow to us and through us in unending streams of plenty. Yes, yes, yes. Now, what we do in unity is we share our time, talents, and treasure. That is our gift to unity. And we know Unity of Santa Barbara as our spiritual home. Now, there are many ways to give, and we go touch on those every week. You can go on the web and see unitysb.org and do Givelify, PayPal, or you can drop a check, money, or sign up here. And there is, as Allison spoke about last week and has spoken about before, we are having a pledge program, and we have information on that. And if it's not at the welcome table, I'll make sure it gets there before you leave today. As we prepare to give our tithes and offerings, whatever amount you are guided to give, take it in your hearts and hands and bless it with your love. Let yourself feel grateful to God. As you are with one source, you are affirming your oneness. Rob is going to share a song that speaks the truth. It speaks the truth about where we live. What a wonderful world.
Hello. I'm going to piggyback on TJ's sermon. I just had a birthday a few days ago. Oh! Which are really good times to reflect on your life, and many of you are as venerable as me. So, like you, I realize we've lived through the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Cold War, the Vietnam War, the divisiveness of the 60s and 70s, 9/11 and the rise of international terrorism, the COVID pandemic, and then the social and political divisiveness of today. And closer to home, a few years ago, my mother died, and a year later, my father died, and last year, my wife died. And the point I'm making is there are always, in the world and in our lives, things to bring us into states of darkness and despair. But I've decided that's not where I want to go. So when I feel those things happening to me, I try and think of going to visit my eldest daughter and what it looks like to see my 2 young grandchildren running to greet me. I try and think of coming here and feeling the warmth and love and acceptance that emanates from all of you. I try and think of TJ's sermons, which are always engaging and entertaining and quite uplifting. For the last 2 months or so, I've been getting up at dawn and taking a walk through my neighborhood. And whether the dawn is on a clear day and the colors are all the warm colors, or a different day where the colors are all soft, it's glorious every single time. And much to my amazement, far sooner than I could ever thought possible, someone new has come into my life, and I now have someone to care about and be cared for, or be cared for by. So the point I'm making is there will always be things to lead us into darkness, but let's not go there, because if you open your hearts and open your eyes, no matter what's going on, it really is a wonderful world. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night, and I think to myself, What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Will the ushers now come forward, please? Now, it's time for us to bless this offering. If you'll join me, please. Divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we share, and all that we receive. And so it is. Thank you very much. Okay, a few items that we want to touch on. As always, the newsletter, it comes out, it's published once a week. If you want to keep up, just sign up and we'll keep you informed. And also, Wings Bookstore, there's all kinds of wonderful, wonderful spiritual tools, books, and jewelry, and oracle. I mean, there's a plethora of items in that store. It's a small space, but you find really cool stuff. So drop on by. And it's also open during the week. So you don't have to go today if you are wandering about and just want a little peace and inspiration. Come on in. Today, memory, let me put on my my waiter hat here. I'll serve the menu up today. Today, Memory and the Kitchen Angels have created an exceptional lunch of roast beef and roasted chicken sandwiches. There's even gluten-free turkey sandwiches. There are organic dill pickle, blah, 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 dill pickle potato salad and homemade organic Asian slaw, fresh fruit and apple and cherry pie with whipped cream for dessert. Oh my. Now, if you want to take a little deeper dive with TJ and continue on the journey that he kind of brought us to this morning, he will be giving a workshop here. So after lunch, come on back, 12 noon for TJ. And I know he's got a lot to share. He will be talking about the living, how to follow the living path to creation, conscious creation, and a truly transformational journey. And I think, oh yeah, we're talking about a couple of other items here. We do need volunteers. And Barbara Berger, I'd like to speak with you after service. I didn't mean to pick you out, but I saw you sitting there, so I thought I would. Because I know you have some knowledge that I need. So if you'll sign up at the welcome table, we'd really appreciate it. We need all kinds of different things to help us out here. We're upgrading systems, we're cleaning up the campus, we're beautifying things, and we're making it better. So, and finally, we have mark your calendars. You all experienced Reverend Heidi last week, and we had a wonderful, wonderful Make Space for Grace experience in the courtyard. And it's going to be even better in September. So September 7th, she'll be back, and Erin Rose will be joining her, and we'll have a new 360-degree analog sound experience, so you'll get all kinds, your heart will just be bursting open. So now, if you'll join hands, stand and join hands, and join in the peace song. And peace begins right here and right now. Join me in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful day.